today. But we are thrilled to have each of you guys here. As always, with each of these calls, it's just another special one. And you can't put one on top of the other because they're all so meaningful and special in different ways. But today we have three friends who have gone through so much in their lives and never knew that there was something to help them and something to take care of the different desires and the needs that they were experiencing while they were going through life. And then someone offered them an opportunity, as we hope to, if you're a guest, we hope to offer it to you today as well. But someone offered them that opportunity and said, do it. And you just never know what's going to happen. And here they are, three incredible stories. Two of them have lost over 100 pounds. And we have quite a few of our 100-pound members on the call with us today. So that itself is just very special. We have a club, it's called the 100-Pound Club. If you're not familiar with it, we're going to share just a brief little video with you in a few minutes to really share some of the different stories and experiences that people have gone through. But two of our presenters are going to share very deep and within their souls and from their heart. And as both of them will tell you, they just talk. And so all three of them, Michelle, and Todd, just talk from their heart, talk extremely real about what they've experienced. And so I'm so happy that each of you get to have this experience, because we believe it is an experience to hear their stories and we hope that you take this story in, whether it's for yourself or a loved one or a family member or just someone else that might need to know these stories exist. But for us, there's quite a few of them. We're just so fortunate to call each of them friends and to present them to you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We do end at the quarter after the mark, but we host an after chat afterwards. And this is an opportunity for you to ask questions. So if you want to ask a few more questions about their routine or the different foods that they're eating or how they accomplished what they did, what difference it made, each of our presenters are so wonderful that they become vulnerable to answering those questions because they know what it's done for them and they want to share with others so that others can experience the design that they have made for their lives. So please feel free to stay on, write down your questions. We do love to use our chat quite a bit. So if you see on the bottom corner, there's a chat button. We're already getting started with it. Feel free to chat, ask a question, make a comment, say something that's really meant something to you. We are a family, we are a community, and we started this months ago when everything first started to bring the community together. And that's what we want to offer you if you are a guest here. We hope that you feel that. We hope that you feel that you can just ask anything that you need to ask or want to ask. Certainly go back to the person who invited you. But if there's a story or a person who has really affected you, we are a family and a community, and that comes from the top down, that comes from our company and stems down to each and every one of our people. So we want to thank you guys for being here, for being a part of this, and I want to introduce you to our brand new look, our new logo, and our redesign of who we are, which has always been crazy and beautiful, but now we've just kind of upped the game a little bit. And we are going to share a new look with you guys. So there's some new information that's happening. So bear with us as we go through all of this for the first time, but welcome. Welcome to Isogenics and welcome to the art of well-being. My name is Stephanie Beebe, and just quickly we'll share our mission and our vision, which is new. And if you want to read this with me, it's everyone deserves to experience a healthy, joyful, and abundant life. And that is meant in so many different ways. So if you want to take a snapshot of that, that's something that I'm plastering on my wall so I can remind myself that both I deserve this, my family, as well as everyone that we encounter. We all deserve to experience a healthy, joyful, and abundant life. So who wants to look better, eat better, feel better, move better? Many of us on this call tonight have had that experience, and it's through this company, Isogenics. They have learned how to simplify our foods, how to better the foods for our health, and how to bring us together through a community. So real quick, we just want to talk about our integrity because that is high on the list in everything that we do. We just have a few different disclaimers. Everyone's going to have a different experience, whether it's with your nutrition, your health, your weight loss, your earnings, whatever it is that you may experience. We just want you to have the best experience possible. But everyone's going to have something different. The stories that we're going to present tonight are pretty incredible. There's no doubt about it. These people have gone through a lot of work, a lot of focus, and a lot of determination to design their own lives, and they put the work into it. But when you hear their stories, you're going to see what all they gained from doing that. So just know that we want the best for you and whatever that may be. And we know that you're going to receive some incredible things happen as soon as you join with this nutrition company. Next week, we're super excited to announce that we're going to have Susan Sly and Denise Wiggins on. And they're going to share, like every one of our presenters each Thursday that we do these calls, share from their heart, share their stories, share their struggles, what they have gone through, but how they created and designed their lives. So we highly encourage, we cannot say enough about these presenters and what they have done for the company. And when you hear them, and especially Susan, when you hear them speak and you see the passion that they have and how many people they have made a difference for, it really hits home and hits deep, deep inside. So we have three presenters tonight. We're going to start off with Michelle Gilbert, but Michelle Gilbert, Todd Wilkinson, and Michelle Micalizzi. Just absolutely incredible stories. Again, they've worked hard to achieve what they've done, but they've gone through some stuff and they've gone through different things to help them design this life. And so with further ado, I want to introduce Michelle Gilbert to you and have her share her story.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. Before Isagenix, I had been overweight or obese my entire life. That picture on the left is me at about 300 pounds. I was bullied mercilessly as a kid for my weight, and it was devastating, and it just made me eat more, made me eat worse food, and drowned my, look at my face in that picture. Wow. It drowned my emotions in food. The picture on the right, by the way, is my son and I both fitting in my pants from before. My weight just kept going up and up and up, and my self-esteem kept going lower and lower. Fast forward to adulthood, I was incredibly, I just lacked energy. I spent a lot of time sitting on the couch, reading a book, watching TV. I spent even more time making excuses for why I couldn't go out and be active or do things with my family, making excuses for why I was overweight. It was genetic. I took a lot after my grandmother, so I was just destined to be like her. I kept telling myself, because I had tried all these different attempts to lose weight, I just kept telling myself, I'm just destined to be this way. This is just the way I'm going to be. I had so many health problems, which was the worst part. I had asthma since I was 2, and as an adult, I was on a steroid inhaler in order to function. And functioning was still struggling to walk up a flight of stairs. So that was still hard, even with a steroid inhaler. I had repeat sinus infections every single year, like 4 or 5 of them. A couple of people who have worked with me are on this call tonight. Thank you guys for joining. They can vouch. Every October to April, I was sick pretty much constantly, every year. And I had been slammed into menopause after a hysterectomy. That was fun. I had heartburn and was on medication for that. My doctor was really concerned with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and I had just been diagnosed pre-diabetic. So then enter into my life Galen, who is on the call tonight also. She and I met through our sons. Our sons are best friends. They were in band together. We started hanging out, and she was passionate about this nutrition. I thought she was a fanatic. She just talked about it all the time. And she just kept sharing with me, and not pushy, but just kept sharing with me. And I blew her off. Not to be rude, not to be mean, but I had gone through so many attempts to lose weight that never worked. I had this wall in my head that everything was not going to work for me. Eventually, for some reason, I still don't know what clicked, but thankfully something clicked, and I decided to try it. And what really pushed me was the fact that Isagenix has a 100% money back guarantee. And I was convinced I was getting it. I just knew it wasn't going to work, and I was going to get my money back. So I tried it, and joke's on me, because within a week, I told my son, who, by the way, was the only one who knew I was doing it. I didn't tell anyone, because if I failed again, if I was a failure again, I didn't want anyone to know. So I only told my son, and Galen, of course, and I told my son after a week, even if I don't lose weight, I'm still using this stuff. And he said, why? And I said, because I feel great. I had so much more energy, and I was so positive. I actually felt like I could do this. And it was amazing. And I felt lighter, like I didn't feel so bloated and gross. So I kept going. And in the beginning, because I never expected it to work, I didn't really have a goal in mind. So once I realized that it was going to work, and I was going to do this was going to be a lifestyle for me. I had to come to a really hard realization. I had over 100 pounds to lose. Holy crap. So that was hard to admit to myself, that I was that overweight. And so I started going by 10-pound increments, because if I thought I have 100 pounds to lose, I was going to quit. So I just did 10 pounds. I got those 10 pounds off, and I just crossed it off, and I moved to the next 10. I heard very early, thankfully, very early in my journey, I heard a quote, little by little, a little becomes a lot. And that became my mantra. I said that to myself every single day. I even made it the screenshot on my phone. And I just kept saying that to myself. And eventually doing it, it was not always pretty. It was not always roses, but eventually I hit over 100 pounds, and I've lost over 90 inches. So as amazing as that is, and it still shocks me. I've maintained for a year and a half, and I still walk by a mirror and shock myself sometimes. Or those pictures that Stephanie showed in the beginning, though that still shocks me. But as amazing as that is, it's no different than losing 10. It's all 1 pound at a time. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. The best part has been the health benefits. So let's go back to that list that I said. The asthma that I had since I was 2, about a month in to using the nutrition, I forgot to take my steroid inhaler in the morning. And I was about halfway through my workday. And if anybody on here has asthma or breathing issues, you know you can put yourself into an asthma attack if you don't have your inhaler. And I was freaking out, and I had to calm myself down, and I had to make it to the end of the day. And I got home, and I reached for my inhaler, and I went, I'm going to take this now before I have an issue. And something made me stop, and I didn't take it. And it's been 2 years. I have not taken an inhaler at all in 2 years. By the way, Isagenix does not claim to cure anything. It's just good quality nutrition, flooding your body and giving your body what it needs, that solved these issues for me. those repeat sinus infections, 4 to 5 a year, I've only had one, and it was minor in 2.5 years. Heartburn is gone, not on any medication. The most amazing part is I never told my doctor that I was doing this weight loss journey. And he was the kind of doctor that was always on me to lose weight. And he was not shy about it either. No gentleness in his nature at all. And so I didn't tell him. And I kept saying, I'm going to wait till I hit 100 pounds and I'm going in there. So when I hit 100 pounds, I went in and made an appointment, and the nurse says, okay, so let's get your weight. And for the first time in my life, I was like, okay. And I hopped on the scale, and she writes it down, and we go in the room, and she's putting it into the computer, and she says, we may have to get your weight again. And I said, why? And she said, because it's beeping at me. I did something wrong. It's saying you're 100 pounds less than last time. And I said, that's correct. So the doctor walks in, needless to say, and is shocked. And he immediately wanted blood work, because remember, he was so concerned about that high cholesterol, high blood pressure. The blood pressure, by the way, was good that day, and the prediabetes. So he does blood work, and everything, in his words, rock star normal, and I was no longer pre-diabetic. So I am incredibly grateful every single day. I'm grateful to Galen for not giving up on me when I blew her off for months. I am, love you, girlfriend. I am grateful to Isagenix Nutrition for flooding my body and giving it what it needs. And I'm grateful to myself for saying yes, because I almost didn't. And I could have missed out on all the things that have happened to me since. And one of the most amazing things that's happened to me since is the community. The absolute best part, I'm going to start crying now. The absolute best part of Isagenix is the community. The love, the support, the inspiration. It's just amazing how these people just wrap themselves around you and give you love and support and guidance. And I stayed very active in the pages, in our team pages, and just got love and gave love. And that really helped me along the way, which is a really good transition into our next presenter, because one of a perfect example of our community is Todd Wilkinson. Because when I was on my journey, I think I was about 50 pounds down, and I made some comment on one of the pages and Todd saw it, and he private messaged me, and he said, Michelle, I've done what you're trying to do. And are you crying, Todd? He said, I've done what you're trying to do, and if you're willing, I'd like to help you. So he created a private chat with Dan Miker, who is also on the call tonight, Todd, and a few people who, and another 100-pound club member on our team, Greta, and a few other people who were trying to lose weight. That Dan Miker is all the way on the left, and Greta, and then there's me, and next to me is Jamie, who was also on a 100-pound weight loss journey, and he was about at the same weight loss as me at the time. And Todd pulled us both in and mentored us along the way to finish our 100-pound club, and get us to the 100-pound club. So thank you, Todd, from the bottom of my heart, for all your help. And so I'd like to introduce you guys to Todd Wilkinson.
Hey, everybody. Wow, I got to follow that. That's amazing. Everybody put some hearts in the chat for Michelle. That was awesome. Thanks for sharing, Michelle. I, started Isogenics to drink some shakes, and I got to meet an incredible person like Michelle. I didn't expect to drink some shakes and get to meet people like Michelle. So thanks, Michelle, for those nice things. So I just want to share, before Isogenics, I was my story is a little different than Michelle's, but very similar. And you'll find that when you talk to people in Isogenics, there's a lot of differences, but there's a lot of similarities. And I was that guy when I was younger. I was athletic. I played baseball, and I played men's competitive softball and golf and did all those things. And then, just living life and having a family, getting married, having children, and trying to make your way in life, it catches up with you. You start eating fast food and eating bad food. And next thing you know, you're putting on pounds year after year after year. And you're always saying, hey, I'm going to do it later. I'll take care of myself later. I got to take care of the family now. And then all of a sudden you get, middle-aged like me, and you say, man, later is gone by. And I was a dad and a husband, and I was tired all the time. I would go to work, and I would want to come home and do things with the family. And I wanted to do, experience new things, go kayaking, go hiking, do things. And I just was tired. I'd come home, I'd want to have dinner, you watch a little TV, you fall asleep, take a nap, get up and go to bed and start all over again. I mean, that was my life. And I just wanted more out of life. And I was sick, but I didn't know it. And what do I mean by that is that, unlike Michelle, I was 300 pounds, but I didn't have, the medical issues. I didn't have high blood pressure. I was lucky. I didn't have pre-diabetic. I was lucky. But every year when I'd go see my doctor, he'd say, you need to lose some weight or those things are going to happen to you. And I was always like, again, I'll worry about that next year. And you're always on that, roller coaster of different diets and fad diets, and I'll work out and lose the weight and all that stuff. And you just keep gaining the weight. Right. So, Dr. Dan Ferguson, he's a coworker and a really good friend of mine. He came down to my office one day, and he was eating this little chocolate thing called Ice of Delight. I didn't know what it was at the time. And he had lost some weight. He was looking really good. And I was like, man, what are you doing, doctor? And he's like, oh, I'm doing this health program. You interested in taking a look at it? And I said, sure. And he said, oh, it's, you cleanse and you drink some shakes. And I was, oh, I want to eat my food. I don't want to drink my food. I don't want nothing to do with that. So he would come down once a week usually and talk to me about Isogenics. And I just kept, saying, nope, not for me. That's not anything I want to do. And him and I kind of argue about how long it took me to say yes. But he started enrolling people in our district, in our school, and we're in a small community. So our school is our community. And I started seeing all these people, other coaches, because I'm a coach, losing weight, and Dr. Dan looking amazing. You don't want your buddy to look better than you, right? So I just kept telling him no. I kept telling him no. And then one time, and my wife also works at the school, so we both work at the school. My wife came to me, she says, I want to do what all these people are doing. So I looked at her and I said, okay, honey, if you want to lose some weight, I'll do it with you. I'll help you lose weight. I'm 300 pounds. I don't really need to lose that much weight, but I'll help you, okay? So I have to give my shout out to my wife, because she was the one that really kicked me in the butt and said, let's do this. So we did kind of like this phone call here, but it was live. We went to the school where we used to have sipping samples when we were able to get into school, pre-COVID. And we went in there with my wife, and Dr. Dan said, hey, bring a friend along. You need an accountability partner. And if you bring, if you get 3 of you together, I'll show you how you can get your food for free. And I was like, shoot, free? That sounds good. So I go in and I sat down and I listened to a presentation just like this, heard stories just like this about how people are having a great success. And I was like, I heard, like Michelle said, 30 days, guaranteed money back. I was like, all right, sign us up, because I'm going to do this. I'll do it just like the program says. And the 29th day, I'm going to pack up what I got left. I'm going to send it back. I'll get my money back, and I'll prove to my wife and my good friend and anybody else to listen that it didn't work, and I got my money back. So got that box. The 3 of us got together. We started hitting it, and we hit it hard. We followed it just like the plan said. We did our 2 shakes, our 2 snacks, all that good stuff. And come the 30th day, I got on a scale. I lost 31 pounds. I literally lost 31 pounds. I know that's not the norm, but I lost 31 pounds in 30 days. And I was like, holy crap, my plan just went out the window. I can't send this back because it worked. So at that point, I decided, you know what, this stuff seems to be working pretty well. And I was getting ready to turn 50 come that June. And I had a planned trip to Las Vegas. And I've always wanted to zip line. A little afraid of heights. So I want to do that, some exciting things in my life. I'm getting old. And I wanted to zip line. Well, I investigated it, and you had to weigh 250 pounds to do it. And I didn't weigh 250 pounds. So I needed to get to 250. So that was my goal. You know, like Michelle said, you got to set those goals. So my goal was to get down to that 250 come June. And by the way, I started in October. So I started in October. So I had a goal by June to be down 50 pounds. And by April, I crushed that goal. I was down 60. So I was down 60. I got to go on that trip. I got to ride that zip line with my friends and my family and my, good buddies, and, conquer that fear. And then, so I just progressed along, kept losing weight. And I got down to 220 pounds. I was down 80 pounds, and I was ecstatic. Things were going great. You go for a walk in the past and you couldn't, you'd have trouble walking up downstairs. You couldn't breathe anymore. I started being able to breathe when I took a walk. I didn't need to take that nap when I came home. I was able to go out and play catch with my daughter in the yard. I was able to do that stuff that I really wanted to do because now I had the energy to do that. And then this guy named Brent Shaw, who I didn't really know, I met this guy from my friend Dan. He said, hey, you need to come to Celebration. You need to come to an event. It'll change your life. You got to meet these Isogenics people. And I was that guy that would go on to these Zoom calls, and I'd keep my camera off because I didn't want anybody to know who I was, because I thought you guys were all crazy. And I would just listen, and then slowly I turned my camera on, but I wouldn't speak, and just progressively found out you guys weren't as crazy as I thought you were. So my wife had planned on going to Celebration in 2017, and we didn't know what to expect. We'd never been anything like that. We went there. If you haven't been to an event, go. It'll change your life. I kind of scanned through these pages, and there's so many people on this page that are on this Zoom call that I have met all over the country because of Celebration and because of Isogenics. I've got to meet them in person and have become lifelong friends. I don't know if I said, but I'm from Fenton, Michigan, and met people from Arizona, Wisconsin, Colorado, all over the country, and become friends. I mean, not just acquaintances, but literal friends. And so we're setting that Celebration. And just so you guys know, I didn't do anything right when I started this other than follow the Isogenics plan for weight loss. But I didn't take my measurements. I didn't take my before pictures. I didn't join any of the groups because I didn't think it was going to happen. And just so you know, I did everything wrong, but I still had great results. So you can have great results also. Just, you don't have to do everything right to get your results, right? Okay. So I went to the Celebration, and I'm sitting next to Brent Shaw, this guy I don't know very well. And they say, hey, we're the 100-pound club. We're going to introduce the 100-pound club, and all these amazing people lost 100 pounds or more. I'm like, what's this? I didn't even know, I'm down 80 pounds. I never even heard of a 100-pound club. So people start walking across the stage, and Brent kind of leans over to me like this, whispers in my ear, hey, you could be up there. And I'm like, again, no, Brent, I feel great. I don't want to lose any more weight. I don't want to be skinny, right? I feel great. And then this lady come up on stage, and she picked up the microphone, and she started telling her story. And she said, I sold my refrigerator to buy my first box of Isogenics. And tears ran down my eyes. And I said, I want to be part of this. I want to be part of this. I went home and said, I got to lose 20 more pounds. And I lost 20 more pounds. And then I got to next year, go to Celebration and walk across that stage and be on stage with all those amazing people and get to know all those amazing people. And it's just, it's just been an amazing ride. It's been wonderful to meet all these people. And I just want to share with you guys 3 secrets. Okay. Here's the 3 secrets if you want to become healthier and you want to lose some pounds. Okay. So write this down. 1, put the products in your body. Put the products in your body every day. Don't skip a day. Even that day when you're going to go have a picnic and you're going to eat pizza and drink beer, put the products in your body. Okay. That's number 1. 2, get involved in the groups. Get involved in all the groups you can get involved with, and get accountability partners. If you don't have an accountability partner, reach out. I reached out to Michelle, reach out to somebody in this group, become an accountability partner. That's 2. Number 3, and just stay consistent. Can stay consistent with your plan and follow your plan. Just be consistent. Keep going. Keep moving forward. It's that simple, guys. I'm not a genius. It's that simple. Okay, you can do it. So that's my story, and just so you guys know that I am now. I do get into the Ice Body Challenge. So I just want to share with you what the Ice Body Challenge is, and I want you guys, if you're not in it, to get in it because it's awesome. And if you haven't started yet, when you do start, day one, get an Ice Body Challenge. Okay, it's very simple. It's a 16-week challenge, and it's about transforming your life. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, physically, mentally, however you want to transform your life. And it's very simple. You have to submit 4 before pictures, right? And submit your weight. That's all you got to do. Put it in the app, submit it. After the 16 weeks, you submit 4 after pictures and your weight, and you submit it. And guess what? They give you $200 worth of coupons to use for any of the great products you want, and a cool T-shirt, which is my favorite part, right? You get this cool. That's worth doing it right there for the T-shirt, okay? And then if you really want to get crazy with it, you can submit an essay along with your after pictures, and then you get a chance to be into the contest to win up to $25,000. Wow, who doesn't want to do that, right? So definitely get into Ice Body Challenge. And I just want to share with my favorite product is, one of my favorite products is Ionic Supreme. You got to have it. You got to do it. You got to love it. All right. So thanks for listening, guys.
All right. Oh my gosh. I mean, please read through the comments, Todd and Michelle, because you really brought some emotion to so many different people. I'm going to experiment. We're going to see if I can do this, but here's a little bit of information about the 100-Pound Club, the perks and the benefits that both Michelle and Todd and quite a few other people on this call are receiving and have already received, but absolutely incredible. So write down your questions, because I know that those stories have really kind of, I'm sure they've developed some emotions, some different things. So we're going to see if I can do this. Hopefully I can. This is a brand new video that's all about the the 100-Pound Club. It's 1 minute. Can you guys see that and hear it?
Decision and effort it takes to lose 1 pound is the same as it takes to lose 400. To anyone struggling with their weight loss, it's just like walking.
We can hear it, but we can't see it.
First, commit. When you commit, no hiccup, no event will knock you off the game. Second, you have to be loyal. You must be loyal to yourself. In this journey, you have to commit and mean it. You can't let nobody shake your core. You must pursue success, prep for setbacks, and don't look back. You must not quit. And third, have faith that this is possible. Because ICT is about changing your life. Every single day, every single one of these people are proof of that.
Wow, right? Pretty absolutely crazy. Chokes me up every single time.
Hey, Stephanie.
Yes.
Before we move on, can I just say one thing?
Yes.
I don't want to forget this, because I did mention my wife kicked me in the butt to do this, and she has lost 75 pounds too, just so you guys know that along with my journey, she's lost 75. And I just want to give her a shout out to that. So
yes, please. Please. I'm so glad you did. So thank you so much for that. All right. I got a couple comments that some of you can't see it. Did some of you get to see that video, or at least you could hear it, correct? Okay, all right, great. If you get a chance, it's Isagenix 100-Pound Club video. It's 1 minute long, 58 seconds, and that was our very own Kenya Elliott who narrated it, and you could hear her emotion. You can hear mine right now. Every time we watch that, every time we see it, and just knowing what people are going through and what they do. And Michelle and Todd, when they shared their stories, you heard some of their struggles, but you know there's so much more to it. So when you see people and you know that they're going through this and they're putting everything they can, like Kenya said, 1 pound of weight loss is huge. It's just massive to certain people. So, you know, big congratulations and everything that we can. You guys deserve all this happiness. Everybody does. Everybody. And that's what Isagenix is here for. We're a community full of people who are here to serve. And that's our whole purpose of being here. And that's who we attract. We attract people who just want to help other people and help them to live their best lives. So Michelle and Todd, thank you so much for sharing that story. And thank you to all of our 100-pound club members who are part of that video or have been a part of their club, because it lets everyone know that it can happen and dreams can come true. Next, I want to bring on Michelle. Let me get back. Michelle, oh my gosh, I have had the pleasure of getting to know her over the last 6 months, and Michelle caught on very quickly as to what this will do for her, but also what it can do for all the people that she meets. So without further ado, Michelle, can you please share your story and how this has created your life at this point? You're on mute, hon.
Okay, there you go. I'm not mute anymore. Thank you so much for asking me to speak, and thank you, Trisha Wilkins, for allowing me to blow you off for a really long time. I really loved what Michelle Gilbert had to say. You know, Trisha and I were in a networking group together when I was promoting my consulting company, and we locked eyes right away, and we were kindred spirits right away. And she stalked me. She did, and I really love that about her. So I'll tell you a little bit about my story and kind of get there. But first, I want to acknowledge Michelle and Todd, because you guys are amazing. I was taking copious notes, and I don't know if you noticed it or not, but I had like a huge smile on my face the entire flipping time both of you people were speaking, because I've been a personal trainer for 36 years, and my biggest pleasure is seeing people actually get it, because most people don't. Most people just continue to blow people off that try to help them for the rest of their life, and they end up not making it. So I really loved hearing what you guys had to say about, you know, hearing the call and taking it. And the thing that stuck out to me about what Todd said was that you could breathe again. And in today's day and age with COVID, breath really has taken on a whole different importance, hasn't it? I mean, sometimes we think it's about the number on the scale, or it's about being able to fit into the right size jeans or whatever, but really what it's about is breathing. And so I really love what both of you had to say about the improvement in your health. And I love where our company has gone with their messaging, because I think that when we look at fitness from a weight loss or a performance level only, and we don't focus on well-being, we're really missing out on the most important thing, because it really is about well-being, being well. And that's the most important thing about anything that you do for your health and fitness. Eating right, exercising, it really is about well-being. And I really love that Isagenix has taken that very wide approach, because that does not eliminate anyone from reaping the rewards of, you know, our program, because it really is about health. It's not about performance or about weight loss, although that may be part of your story. So for me, I've been a personal trainer for 36 years. I grew up in a bicycle shop in Vermont. I am also a motorcyclist kind of person, so I like two wheels of both varieties. I grew up around elite athletes. I was a gymnast. I learned early on that food was not my friend, and that I shouldn't eat it. Gymnastics taught me to live on lettuce and vinegar and apples for many years. And in fact, I stunted my growth 2 inches because I starved myself for much of my childhood. So for me, my relationship with food, being an Irish and Italian Catholic gymnast, was really screwed up. And so it was screwed up because I wasn't looking at food like fuel. I was looking at it like it was the enemy. And so for still to this day, when I eat, I feel guilty. And what Isagenix does for me is it allows me to eat and know that I am getting the right nutrition, because for many years I didn't get the right nutrition. And that's why I really love where Isagenix has gone with their messaging, because it really is about getting the right nutrition in your body so that you can actually live and breathe and function to your optimal best. If you're overeating or undereating, or you're having the same result, you're not taking care of yourself. And I think that's really what drove me into being a personal trainer, was wanting to teach people how to move in a way that didn't injure themselves and how to take better care of themselves. But what I realized as a personal trainer was I could teach you how to eat, how to work out all day long. But if you went home and got the wrong nutrition, I felt like I was spinning my wheels for many years. And when I discovered Isogenics, I just thought to myself, God, I wish I had discovered Isogenics when I was a gymnast. I love that there is a child focus, because there's a lot of children athletes out there that are doing the same thing that I was doing. But there's also a lot of kids that their parents are working, they're not getting the right nutrition. Just recently, I introduced the ISA Foundation to the Homeless Engagement Lift Partnership. And Isogenics donated a lot of bars and shakes to children who are not getting dinner at night. And I just love that, because those kids are getting good nutrition at night, where normally they're living in a car and they're getting chips and soda. You know, so I just think that the mission of Isogenics is much bigger than, I don't know, pardon me for saying so, but the smallness of losing weight. It's really kind of the least important thing about taking care of your nutrition is losing weight. The most important thing is about taking care of how your body functions. So I love being able to bring that to people now. And, you know, what happened for me was I thought that when I got to be old, when I got to be in my 50s, that nobody would want to train with me. So I kept on trying to get out of the fitness industry. And what would happen is every time I do a photo shoot for my company, my phone would blow up saying, what are you eating? What are you doing? And so I had to find someone to refer my business to. And I tried like hell to refer my business to Trisha. And she said, oh, no, you need to come and learn more about Isogenics. And I'm so grateful that she forced me to go to the corporate offices, because she knew I wanted to know more about the company before I referred people to it. And then she dragged me to Vegas and let me meet the owners of the company and the top producers. And quite frankly, I have a master's in administration with a concentration in organizational behavior. I've run leadership programs for corporations that are Six Sigma organizations that teach salespeople how to sell. And I have never heard better sales presenters and better motivational speakers, quite frankly, than I have at Isogenics. I mean, the reason why you see such a huge smile on my face is I just love the culture, because my mission in life is to lift up and encourage others to discover their best. And everything that I do, I have a radio show. I am constantly trying to lift people up and encourage them to discover their best. And what I love about Isogenics is that's what the entire company is about. It really is about lifting people up mentally, physically, dare I say spiritually, and in every way. Abundance is not just about money, although it doesn't hurt. You know what I mean? Like, money is not the most important thing, but it's right up there with air, back to that breathing thing, right? Like if you don't have enough cash coming in to keep yourself afloat, then Isogenics is a really great way to fill in the gap or create an entire career. Well, I like to be around people who are moving forward. And that means forward in their health, forward in their thinking, forward in every way. And I just was so grateful. And I really have to put a plug in for being at events when this is an event. We're all in separate places, but quite frankly, the energy of seeing events, I don't know if you guys follow Tony Robbins or not, if you've been watching online, he had one of his biggest events, 30,000 people from all over the world, and they built a giant screen that went around his entire person so that he could experience that group effect. And so we have to shift what group events look like, but right now we are all together. We just happen to be in separate spaces. And I really loved what Todd had to say about getting community support, because Isogenics provides such an amazing thing. Because as a trainer, sometimes my clients would look to me to be their everything. I mean, I would get calls at all hours of the night. You know, I mean, when you are training somebody 2 or 3 times a week for many years, you become like family, you know. And I would get the calls from, you know, at the wedding, oh my God, they're like forcing cake on me. You know, people would be constantly reaching out to me, and I always felt like, God, I can't be there all the time. And so what's amazing about Isogenics is that it's not about one particular person. It's not about the person that brings you into the organization. It's about reaching out to kindred spirits and like-minded people like Todd and Michelle did, and linking hearts and arms and shoulders and feet and toes, right? And moving forward. That's really amazing, because Isogenics, you have like, I don't know how many people are in the communities in Isogenics, but it's a flipping boatload. It's a boatload of people. You could literally get on Messenger at any time of the night and just go on to any of the messenger groups and go say, oh my God, I'm at an event and there's like cheese and crackers everywhere. And like, I don't know about you, you ever gone to those networking parties where there's like amazingness everywhere and you're like, oh my God, and you just have to talk to somebody about how you're not going to pick up that piece of pepperoni or whatever it is, it's got you off program. Well, you can literally go onto a group at any hour of the day and someone somewhere in the world is going to go, don't pick up the pepperoni. You know what I mean? Bring a snack, put it in your purse. They're going to give you some story that's going to keep you moving in the right direction. So I just think the culture of Isagenix is amazing. So,
I absolutely love that. Do you mind if we can tell them about some of those products that help with those?
Yes, I was waiting for you to put the picture up so I can do that. I was definitely moving in that direction. I'm like, when is she going to put that slide up? Okay, cool. All right, so here are the pillars of Isagenix. So like I was talking about earlier, there is the weight loss component, okay? 71.6% of people in the US, and some of you might be in different countries, are overweight. So that means there's a lot of people that need the weight loss piece of it. Then there's the performance part. So if you're an athlete like I am a bikini competitor and I use all of the Amped products. They are amazing. If you're looking for something to get you to the next level as an athlete, whether you're in the bodybuilding world or you're a soccer player or a volleyball player or any other type of athlete, the performance products is amazing. And there's literally $83 billion worth of business being done in that space alone. So just those two places right there, you can see the abundance that come from just those two or those two needs for people if you choose to come on with Isagenix as a business builder. Vitality and well-being. So can we talk about the sleep spray? Oh my gosh. I wish that I had the sleep spray. This is one of the products that I love. You put 3 squirts under your tongue and I'm out like a light. There's a whole bunch of products within Isagenix that are not about being skinny mini and not about winning the gold medal. They're just about feeling better and just about, like Todd was talking about, the ionics, getting rid of oxidative stress. And now we have Zija, which I'm probably saying it wrong, which is a whole other level of coolness in that space. And there's greens. Like, I don't know about you, but if you're someone that really hates eating vegetables, I keep greens in my purse all the time, so I can try to get those 5 versions. I love the Berry Bellini Bia. Like, I can't have enough of it. You know, it's just amazing. There's a huge market right now in the staying awake thing. A lot of people are going and doing those 5-hour drinks and doing Red Bull. And the reason why they're doing that is because they're not getting enough sleep and they're not getting enough nutrition. So they're pumping themselves full of chemicals that takes 64 gallons of water to get rid of a Red Bull. Let's talk about that. Most people will get that in a month. Okay. And it's just sitting in your liver, just doing awfulness. Okay. So if you're one of those people at 2:30 that you need to have a pick me up, I love Bia. It's also a cleanse approved product. Amped is, like I said, amazing. The Nitro, I just love it. I can't wait for my workouts. Pre-workout, I take that. If I'm feeling a little tired, a little cranky, don't feel like doing my spin class, I take some Nitro. It gets me over the hump. And the snacks and the mini meals are awesome too. The fact that you get to eat chocolate and be on a diet, I mean, come on. I don't care who you are. That sounds good to me. But what's really cool about Isagenix is the chocolate is even superfood. I was at an event, one of them, I can't think of who, it was here in Phoenix actually recently, and listened to the guy that developed the chocolate. Number one, he's like totally excited every flipping second. Love that, right? And he was talking about how Isagenix actually makes chocolate the right way, which means they don't overheat it. So it's just like broccoli. If you overboil or oversteam broccoli, you lose a lot of nutrition. So Isagenix has actually broken a lot of machines for the chocolate makers, because it's like the Isagenix chocolate's like mud. It has to be forced into the mold as opposed to poured into the mold, so that it keeps the qualities of chocolate that make it a superfood. Which is one of the things that you can see from Isagenix is so important, is that they will do the right thing even if it means breaking a machine, because they're interested in integrity all the time when it comes to every single product. So Stephanie, and okay, so there's ways you can go back to the value pack. I think I missed the last pillars. Go back one more slide and make sure I hit it. Oop, other way. Oh, keep going. Keep going. Backwards. Nope. Oh, there you go. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So, The skincare. I use the skincare, love it. If you're been looking for a really great skin cream, if you're a hairdresser or anyone in the beauty industry, you must take a look at that. And financial wellness, you know, I think it's a really huge part of what Isagenix offers. If you're in the Eat for Free Club, which means that you're a customer and you refer your friends and you get a coupon, and the coupons pay for your food. Love it. And if you're an associate, part of your food is actually tax deductible. So not only you're eating for free, but you're not paying taxes on it. And I don't know about you, but I really like not paying taxes on my food. I just call me crazy. So getting a pack is a really good idea. And the reason why is because in the beginning, when you're starting something new, to follow the directions is a really good idea. So Picasso said that it's really good to learn how to draw reality so you know how to abstract it. So I don't know if you know this or not, but Pablo Picasso actually was an amazing realistic painter. He wasn't always an abstract painter. He learned how to draw the right way before he abstracted. And I think that's how it's a really good idea to start with a pack that gives you a little bit of everything you need and gets you started off on the right foot. And then as the next month, you won't need as much and you won't need to order exactly the same thing. For me, I try to order something different and new that I haven't tried once a month so I can just not get bored, because boredom is a thing, right? And I also want to be able to try new products so that I can refer people to it. So every month I try a different product. I just tried the oatmeal cookies. So good. And I don't know if you've noticed this, that there's an ice cream cookie, vanilla ice cream, oatmeal cookie sandwich recipe. So good. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Isagenix has got so much for everybody, and it's just a really great idea on so many levels, financially, emotionally, physically, you know, your skincare, sleeping. I mean, take a look around the catalog. You'll be amazed that Isagenix is not a shake company. It's a wellness company. And so take a look at all the products. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
I love that. And that's part of our new 2.0 is health and well-being, and just offering people all kinds of solutions and opportunities. Thank you so much, Michelle. Beautiful, beautiful overlay of the different products and the packs and everything that we offer. And, you know, what a great way to really get detailed on what it tastes like and the experience that it gives. I want to take this time and open up if anyone has any questions, because I believe that I just have this feeling that there's some questions out there. These are, you know, incredible people and presenters and stories that I know so many of you are trying to achieve what they have gone through and some of the hardships and struggles that they've gone through, and you want that for yourself. So if you feel that, and if you're in that situation, or if you just have any type of question, and, you know, Michelle as a trainer, any knowledge that you would like to have, this is your time to go ahead and ask that question. We usually have time for 2. So go ahead and be that first one. It's tough to be the first one, but it's worth it, because if you've got that underlying question that you really want to have answered, please go ahead. We'll just give you guys a couple of minutes to come up with that and get the answers. I know a lot of times people question, what's your routine? You know, how did you do it? What did you do on a daily basis? It's hard to answer the favorite product. I think all 3 of them answered that. You really can't pick just one. But if you want to talk about routine or anything in particular that they stayed away from to help them achieve these goals.
I'll share my routine.
Fabulous. Thank you, Todd.
So obviously when I was on my weight loss journey, it was 2 shakes, 2 snacks, and a healthy meal. And I was religious fasting my cleanse, you know, every week. That was, you know, I did that every week. You know, that was just it. I say follow plan and stick to it. And now, since I've lost the weight and got to the weight that I'm comfortable at, and now that I've been able to add exercise and things into it, I use the amp line for you know, my exercise. But I also now I kind of flip flop it. Now my shakes are my snacks. So I do, from going 2 shakes, I kind of do 3 shakes almost. You know, I'll do 2 shakes in between my meals, and I'll do a shake after my workout, or a belly buster before bed. So it's funny how the shakes work for whatever season of life you're in. You know, you use them to lose weight, and now I'm losing them to get, you know, better physically fit. So
my routine was pretty much the same as Todd's. I was pretty religious about following the plan of 2 shakes a day. Usually did a shake in the morning, had a snack, always incorporated protein in, because one of the benefits of staying active in the pages is you learn all these great nuggets of information, and one of them was protein pacing. Always have protein. So protein and fiber for every snack. Have another shake for lunch, have another protein and fiber snack, and then I would always want to have dinner with my son. Occasionally, I would switch it up a little bit. The only thing really different from my routine and Todd's is that I did a cleanse. And for those of you on the call that don't know what we mean by that, it's intermittent fasting. Every once in a while, we do a supported fast. And we either do a 1-day or a 2-day or nightly. I would always do a 2-day back-to-back cleanse, but I did it every other week. Todd did 1 day every week. So that was the only major difference. But I want to add, it's a lifestyle. There were times I went out to dinner. There were times that I didn't eat, quote unquote, perfectly, but it's that was, I think, the missing piece for me with all the other programs, systems, attempts that I used to lose weight. Those were all diets. I would start those with the immediate mindset of, I can't wait till this is done. It's never done, people. It's a lifestyle. You're going to do this forever. It has to be something that you can stick with. And are you going to be perfect 100% of the time? No, you're not. But if you're consistent at about 80% of the time, it'll work for you. Just like Todd said, put them in your body.
Oh, I love that, Michelle. And that's usually some of the biggest questions we have. And so thank you, Todd and Michelle for sharing that. But people are always asking, can I still eat? Can I eat regular foods? How long do I need to do this program? And what do I do afterwards? And so thank you for answering all of those questions and putting people at ease. And that's,
Stephanie,
that's
can I mention?
Yes, please.
People will say to me, oh, I don't do shakes. I'm like, well, that's okay. Because here's something I wanted to remind people, that you can actually make things with your shake. So we have a bunch of recipes where you can make pancakes and muffins and all kinds of stuff. So I tell people I eat 5 times a day. 3 of those meals I'm sure to chew, because people are like, I need to chew. So those are chewing meals. And the other 2, I can choose to chew them or choose to drink them. It depends on what mood I'm in. I really love shakes, so I'll do a shake. But if I want to make a pancake or a crepe or a ice cream bar, one of the things I do at night is I love ice cream. I don't know about anybody else, but I love to sit in front of the television, eat ice cream. Can everybody raise their hand that does that? Come on, be honest. So what I do is I put a little bit of almond milk in my shake, and I put like a lot of ice. And then I put a dash of lemon, and I use whatever flavor I want, and I put it in my Vitamix, and I just really blend a lot of it. And then I'll top it with a little bit of shaved almonds and put like a little dash of whipped cream on it.
Yeah.
And then what I've got is ice cream. Okay, but what it really is a superfood. So I love to do that with my tri-phrase protein after I work out. So the other thing I'd like to say is, if you don't put it in your schedule, it's never going to happen, people. So every day I have my schedule is time blocked, right? And so I do double workouts in the morning. I do 2 cardio workouts in the morning and the evening, okay? And a yoga at night and a little weight training in the morning, or vice versa, right? Now, you don't have to double work out. It's up to you what you choose to do. But if you don't put it in your calendar, it doesn't happen. So I remember being at an Isogenics event, and I forget who the presenter was. It doesn't even matter. But she said something that made me laugh right out loud. And she said, show me your calendar and I'll show you your life. And that is 100% true. If you look at my calendar, it is time blocked. And quite frankly, if I have to move the time blocks, I'll move them. And if I have to take them out, I delete them. So I can look back on my week and say, geez, I skipped cardio every morning this week. I need to realign. I need to make sure I do my evening practice to get to bed, turn my phone off. My calendar is an accountability thing that I have with myself. So I can notice where I'm not gifting myself with what I need to be able to be successful, which for me is eating 5 times a day, working out 1 or 2 times a day, and making sure that I get those things in my schedule. But, play games with yourself. Like, go ahead. I dare you to make an ice cream with your shake tonight. It's super yummy.
I'm going to have to write that down and make that tonight.
Can
Thank you
I
guys.
add one more thing?
Yes.
I put it in the chat, but I don't know if everybody saw it. The mindset, another big mindset switch for me was that you actually need to eat to lose weight. When I started isogenics, I was still on that like starvation. You have to starve yourself to lose weight. And I did lose weight in the beginning. And then there was a time that I stalled for a long time. And my upline, who's on the call, Brent Shaw, love him to death. I met him and he was asking me questions about what I was doing. And I was like, I'm in a plateau I can't get out of. And he said, what are you doing? It turns out I wasn't eating enough calories. My snacks were not high enough calorie. And I had to actually fuel my body in order to lose weight. I eat more now than I did when I was 300 pounds. Because I was depriving myself.
So smart. Food is not the enemy.
Yep.
Food is awesome, and we eat all the time. So if you think that getting involved with isogenics means that you get to stop eating and starve all day long, that is no one's going to stick with starving. It's not fun. It's awful.
You shouldn't be hungry.
You should be absolutely
You shouldn't be hungry for real. Some of us, me, when we're bored, we think we're hungry. We're really not. Like you have to make sure it's actually hunger. If it's actually hunger, you need to eat. You shouldn't be hungry. That was a big switch for me. Holy cow.
That's where Todd's favorite product comes in with the Ionic Supreme and taking away those cravings, but just balancing the brain and giving yourself the right nutrients to go, I'm all right. I'm good. I'm not hungry. I love it. Oh my gosh, you guys gave so many nuggets, and it's hard to close this call. It really is, because so many nuggets. I'm sure our guests could listen to you guys all night long. And hopefully there's a ton of notes that everybody has taken. Now, if you guys want to rewatch this, I put in the chat, all of our videos are on the page One Team Storytime. We share all the videos that we have done throughout the last 4 months. And then we continue to share more and more. Please feel free to watch them. Please feel free to share them with other people. Sometimes it's hard to talk to people about their health or weight, and use this as your tool. If you're nervous about a family member or somebody that you really want to talk to about what they're going through or what might happen, use this as your tool and just say, I was impacted. I was impacted by these stories. I thought you might be interested, or this is just something that meant a lot to me and I wanted to share it with you. Our saying is, sharing is caring. And if it wasn't for one person, and in this case, we had Galen and Dan, Dr. Dan, and Trisha sharing and inviting them to learn more about this, these stories wouldn't be here. And then we wouldn't have these stories to share with other people. So we are just so grateful that you guys are here. We're grateful that you keep coming back to these calls every single week. Next week is a powerhouse. Next week, we're really going to dive into products. We're going to dive into some deep health issues, but we're also going to talk about how you can get this food for free, or how you can make an income from it. Many people on this call haven't paid for their food in a very long time. If you want to just put that in the chat real fast, getting your food paid for or never paid for or hardly ever spend any money, whatever comment you want to make. That's truly what so many of us done. And we do that by serving others, giving them the opportunity to share with somebody else so that they can live the life that they want to live. And in turn, the company gives you food or cash money to help you to live the life that you're looking for. So it's just a matter of how many people are you going to share with. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. I hope you had a chance to read through all the comments. Again, this will be available for all of you, and we will be here next week with Susan Sly and Denise Wiggins. And thank you guys so much for coming. Have the most beautiful weekend ever. Enjoy.